Hello, my name is Lauren Brown. Welcome to my YouTube page. Just a bit about me. I am originally from Los Altos, California, and now I live in Santa Monica. So a bit about my writing journey. I've always loved to write. I wrote as a little kid, just using these computer programs that would read your story in different voices. They had robot voices, they had monster voices. It was my favorite thing ever. And I used to read constantly. I loved Harry Potter growing up. I loved Stephen King and Daphne du Maurier and Agatha Christie. And I was just obsessed with reading. And my parents never told me to put the book down. I'd have it at the dinner table. I'd take it everywhere with me, just like this the whole time. And that's why I wanted to major in English in college, because I still loved it. But I hadn't ever written a full novel-length manuscript. So most manuscripts for psychological suspense, which is the genre I write, are between 70,000 words and 95,000 words. And so really this past year with the pandemic made me rethink my life goals, and I've always wanted to write a novel, so I decided to give it a try. So my first attempt was very fun, but it was a blend of genres. It didn't quite work, so I gave it to some family and decided to put that in a drawer for now. The second manuscript, I had studied a lot of writing books. So Stephen King's On Writing is one of my favorites. Save the Cat is amazing as well. So I really plotted that one out. I have a wonderful critique partner, Samantha Miller, who has been just cheering me on. We'll write together in the library, and I have some really great beta readers. So thank you guys so much, because you've been really rooting for me when I have nothing. I have no agent, I have no book out, but I'm just hopeful, and I love to write and I love to read. So much thanks to my friends who have been there for me. So anyway, I wrote this third manuscript. I have done about 7 drafts, but with each draft, I will do say I'm on draft 3, I'll do draft 3.1, 3.2, and in Scrivener you can color your different scenes, yellow or green, turn on track changes at some point, and everything you write, you'll know what's changed. And so I'll go through each draft. My first draft, I'll read aloud to my critique partner. So my boyfriend Brad, who is amazing, thank you so much for listening to so many versions of this book, this manuscript. I'll read that aloud to him, and I'll get real-time feedback, read it aloud to my sister, my family, whoever will listen. And then I have some wonderful beta readers who read around draft 4, got their feedback, and their feedback was incredible, like spot on what I needed to change. I went through the manuscript again before sending it to agents, and at that point I was around draft 5, draft 6, and sent it out to my first handful of agents right after PitMad, because that's a Twitter pitch contest. And if the agents like your pitch, then that means they're requesting the query. So after I had some likes on there, I sent out a batch of queries. And I continued to work on revising, because I would still get some beta readers' notes after that. And I just went to Thriller Fest for the first time, which was an amazing opportunity. They had it virtual this year, so we got to meet some agents. I only signed up for 2 because it's a little bit expensive to pitch the agents. So I just, it's my first time. I just wanted to see how it went. But it was so fantastic, because you get to really interact with them in person, live, and you get a feel for each other and whether you might make a good pair and whether they like your query, which essentially was what I read. So right now I'm praying that everything goes well. I have sent my query out to about 30 people, and I've gotten 11 manuscript requests so far. One of them was a rejection really early on, right after Pit Mad, but I've been revising it since then, so I'm praying and hoping and fingers crossed that one of these agents likes the manuscript. And you know, if not, I'll just keep reading, keep writing. I love to read. That's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, books and from my own life. And so, you know, it's just a journey. There are just so many people who I feel like are really supportive of my friends and family. I'm going to just try to stay positive and keep working on the craft, keep reading. One thing I love to do is when I'm reading a new book that I like, I'll write in the margins, really like underline anything that stands out to me, beautiful language, a beautiful plot point, something that I love. And then I'll also, every 25 pages or 25% of the book, I'll write down what's happened. So that's just a really great way to teach yourself plot and structure, because then you'll get a sense of the ebbs and flows of a psychological suspense, especially structure, which is also something that I learned in school from some really wonderful writing professors. But this just reinforces it, and novel writing is something that is, you know, pretty specific and different from screenwriting. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment below, or you can find me on my website. You can reach out at laurenhbrown.com. I just made it, so I'm really excited about it. I am just here on the writing journey like so many of you. I've really enjoyed other people's blogs, like Mom's Writers Club with Sarah Reed and Jessica Payne. They're one of my favorite blogs. There's also Bianca Murray's blog or podcast, which I've been listening to nonstop. That one's fantastic. There is Alexa Dunn's YouTube channel, really like hers. She gives so many great tips and goes so into depth about different plot devices and things like that. And she is a published author, so she's a really good person to learn from. I've just been, you know, doing everything I can, so we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck.